Hi Libras, thank you very much for joining me. Here I am, nice happy Libra, talking to you about this very weird little transit through your creepy little sixth house. Sixth house, Jupiter, going on to your seventh eventually. But yes, here Jupiter is dancing between your fifth, sixth, and seventh. It's a very powerful game. It starts on May 2021, so it starts pretty much soon, and it ends at the end of 2022. So, we have like 1.5 years of this stuff, and we have to probably know a little bit about it. So, what is Jupiter in your sixth house? Time to start the work. Maybe some things, are right. Maybe things are correct. Maybe you are in the heart enough to do that thing. Okay, so maybe you now know how to dance a dance. Maybe you now know how to do that but be that person, okay? So you can't just work as a babysitter and not babysit, okay? You can't just live a life, doing that thing and then start to cop out. So you can't just get cold feet. Somebody within yourself or somebody in your life or something has formed well enough and true to get you there. So now is not really the chance because it's all due. You don't just take chances here. Now you're doing it, okay? And if you're going to do it, I hope that you can do it true. And what you have here now is basically a very small window until about June 2021 to weed it out, what you're actually going to be part of or how you're actually going to play your game or what you're going to actually set up. And then eventually you're going to start to get very good at it. So the main thing basically to understand how you treat work, space and time. If you are a money conscious person, okay, or you're really afraid of your place in society or you're not really sure how, that's something that you should really, really, really now understand and know, okay? So like, for example, I have a fear. I don't like myself, I don't respect my art, I don't think I'll ever make it as an artist, but I'm going to work as a cleaner, and I'm going to start, and I think I got a friend of a friend who knows somebody who can help and hire me. Okay, well, I know this agency, I'm not really knowing of myself, I don't really know how long I'll be there, it's not good enough, but I'll be there, it's okay, please take yourself away. So right now, take yourself out, because this might start to make a really big karmic lie, which then makes another and another and another until you can't even walk anymore. So that's the thing. If you don't like yourself in a situation, if you don't feel good, and if you feel sad, or if you feel deprived, or if you feel somehow hard done, or if you feel somebody's holding you down, or something is making you do, or you're really tired, or you're not feeling safe, or anything like that, right now is a very good time to know that you're feeling that and understand that you're not feeling very good. And if you're not feeling very good, then you shouldn't be doing it, okay? Because that's going to start to accumulate and make you something. It's not going to be just one day, like, oh, well, 2 days a week I have to clean houses so I can survive. Don't do it, okay? If you're really, really sad, if you're really scared, if you're really sorry, if you're not sure, please, happy, healthy Libra here, okay? Hello? I'm telling you, like, it's not going to help you. So the main thing basically is not to breathe air you don't want to breathe. Don't be with a person you don't want to be with. Stop making yourself create things you don't like. Make sure you're not part of a game or a team that you don't want to be in. Make sure you're not like suffering, okay, basically. It's about just natural human suffering. Don't be suffering through anything. And all of that which your family has made for you, any lies that they told you about who a person is on the planet Earth, any lies that you hear on TV, anybody that you are following who is a bad, mad, angry, flaky, far away, uncomfortable, sad, or just negative person, start walking away. Who is your influence? How are you going? What is it that you are doing every day? So for example, every day I'm washing someone else's house, I'm washing someone else's floors. Okay, don't do that, okay? Or like every single day I'm walking along and I'm trying. No, okay, it's better, but no. Every single day I'm walking away from my previous self. Okay, but better, but not. I'm going through something. Okay, cool, you're going through something. That's a little better. What's up? Tell me, what is it that you're actually walking away from? If you are sequencing your life as a walking away, like I want to walk away, I want to walk out of it. What is it? Who is it? What is it? How? Then maybe you go to the next level, which is I need to understand what I've got through the art that I make or through the things that I do. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's already good. That's a positive. Or you could say, I'm going to do what I'm going to do and just see what happens. That's really cool. That's already optimistic. Can you feel it? I'm going through something to be better at that which I am. Wow, masterful. That's good. I'm doing what I'm doing because it hurts me that I'm not doing it. So it's addiction. Okay, fine. I don't want to be hurt anymore. Okay, that happens as well. I feel that feeling which I'm trying to drown out with my work, with music, with art. Okay, that's good. That's a lot of us. Okay, I really need to do something. Okay, what for? I don't understand, but okay. I've got to do something with my life. Oh, wow. Understand that. Okay, that's a big lesson for us, you guys. I need to be someone for another. Oh, that's another big lesson for anyone. Okay. I need to get out of who I was once and be that much better person. Okay, that's a strategy. I don't want to do what other people are doing. Okay, cool, curious. I need to do something else. Okay. I love myself when I live. Wow. But to live I have to make money, so I'm going to do this. Okay. Where are you? Okay. The main way that we can understand the 7th house transit is disconnection from the previous and a global overall, the DC point, yeah? So the main reason why we die, on many levels, right? Is because we just can't be bothered anymore. One day, it's just kind of off. It's just and that is why we don't want to come back, okay? Because life on planet Earth often for people is these questions that I've just said, these statements. And to me, these don't work, all right? So how are you going to fill in your time? Where will you get your supports of funds? Or where will you get your wealth? How are you going to take care of yourself? And the best way to understand is through the gut. 6th house, health. Understanding your gut system sometimes takes care of everything. And that's a mystery. But we have to be kind of on our own sometimes to really comprehend and understand and kind of understand so we don't have to compromise. Why the 7th house is a house of compromise? Because 6th house is a house of God knows what. Okay, so what we basically have to do now is realize when we can is how are we cluster pulling ourselves, through that which we don't want to do. How are we messing ourselves up? What are we putting into our system? What are we putting into our diet? What are we always worried about? What makes us anxious or angry every single day? What made us that in the first place? How are we pulling through? And who is it about you? Or where did it start? That anxious feeling of having to complain, having to do things the hard way, having to do things and trying to have fun, having things happen to you that you don't maybe even need anymore or at all. What are you filling yourself with, and what are you filling your life up with? Where are you going to go later on? DC point, okay? DC point, disconnection point, okay? How are you also glamorizing things about yourself or your life that are maybe not true, not in tune? And what do you have to do to support these systems? What makes a person wealthy? When you come to be, you just are. Okay. And what makes a person nervous, shy, or uncomfortable enough not to experience any wealth in their life? like root chakra stuff, yeah. What made them feel uncomfortable enough not to have good connections of sensuality? What made them too freaky for themselves to really let themselves live? And that was always a question, I feel, for me, for many people, for me. And I'll tell you what it was, captivity and captive states. And some of the time we need to debunk the fifth house before we go into the sixth. How mommy treated us, how daddy spanked us, or like how the world didn't really love us, or what they thought we were, or what the world saw in us, or how weird it was just to be here. And that makes a lot of sense now, maybe, yeah? That the nervousness that a person can feel sometimes is not even part of who they are, but rather their background and the backstory of their previous maybe existence even, or they are left behind. So the main thing basically to do is not to support anything that you don't want. I don't want support for certain things as well, you know, like you don't want to buy that thing, don't buy that thing. What's wrong with you? You know, you don't want to have a relationship with this person, just don't have it. Okay? Like, you don't want to relate to that person over there, don't relate. Like, you don't want to wear that, don't wear it. Okay? And some of the time, our children's self, is not seen, and it wants to be, and it's usually right. Like, mommy, I don't want to do this anymore. No, you must. Why? Because you're an adult. No, I don't want to. But my mommy suffered, so you're going to suffer as well. You know, like, so these are the ways that we live in this world. And also Virgo, 6th house, is a sign of sequencing. Okay, so here is where we have Jupiter in Pisces, you know, through this year and the next. We have a very nice large sum of money that we can make for something that we really like to do. But we have to get to the bottom of what the heck are we doing here? And sometimes it's a big question, like, what are we doing here as a species? Such a small little house, 6th house. But what a big freaking dream. Like, you can uncover if you start to do something that you really like every day. I don't need this clothes I don't like to wear. I don't want to talk to this person, it's boring. I don't like this person in my bed. I don't want to have this in my life. I don't need to eat this. I don't like the taste of this. Why am I eating this? Like, mommy, I don't want to eat broccoli again. There's a reason for this, you know. So the main thing basically is that you have to be absolutely okay and sophisticated enough to basically call the shots while also trying to walk out of the previous dream. If you are a cleaner, for example, you're supporting yourself entirely through this, you have to understand you can't just like spit at your boss and run away to the park. You know, maybe some people would. You have to understand, okay, here is what I'm doing. This is what I've inherited through my system, maybe through my mother or through my father, through their ideas and through my upbringing or through how I've been treated all my life, potentially from childhood. I have an inherited system of how I conduct my life on a planet Earth. And then again, I also have this grand version of me coming up who doesn't want to work anymore, that wants to sit on the grass and, I don't know, eat berries and look at people and have fun and enjoy and be lucky and just feel free, just feel fresh and fine. What is that person doing? Okay, all right? They're trying to help me. Okay, if you are in the presence of these people who are just very Sagittarian, kind of Jupiterian people, make them your friends. Maybe that's where love is. Maybe that's where light is, you know. Are there other ways of economically spending my time? Also, for example, do I need to be so hard on myself? Do I have to always dress a certain way or put on a face full of makeup? Do I have to be so hard on my body? Do I have to be so hard on my mind? Maybe there are other people that will later come into your world that will help you out of these certain cycles. And certain cycles, certain dreams, what we program into ourselves for dear life. I have to be perfect. I have to be beautiful. I have to work very hard. I've got to make that money. I've got to have control. And that's one of the hardest human things to get out of for most people. That's why most of us are here. Our parents didn't even want to have us, for some, okay? They just thought, well, I'm 25, I need to have a child, I'm old, in my culture. In my culture, I'm Russian, I mean, women have children very late now, but originally, like my mom's generation, if you're 21 and you're not married, there's something wrong, So that's the thing, not to be afraid of these previous dreams, and also the ways that people were demonized and how we also demonize ourselves. So this is a very big coming out, you guys. And there has to be a very, very, very deep, sophisticated, reprogrammable maybe, but yet very brutal truth that comes out for you during the first part of this transit. So throughout 2021 and some of 2022, they must be like, look, I can't, I gotta go my own way. Like, I can't make it happen anymore. I can't ring that bell, I can't make that every day. Or like, I can't eat that every single day. Or like, I have to stop, or I have to wait, or I have to do something. And there are big truths that are coming out for me as well, as I'm sure for many others. And we have to be okay and kind of safe enough to change our worlds. And don't be afraid to ask somebody to help you. Though sometimes that won't happen. 6th house Jupiter, it's like you're the worker. It's like you are facing the timeline that you yourself are creating. Okay, plus the sequence that you yourself are manifesting. Okay, so it's like, not like, hey, can someone like work a few hours for me? Sometimes it can be, but sometimes it's not about that. And sometimes what can help you is awareness of yourself, how you are treating yourself, and also ask for forgiveness. Maybe there is nobody to really ask of that for. Maybe there is nobody that you can really ask. Maybe you can only ask yourself and your mother or your mother's line or somebody like that in your life. Maybe you have to really, really see it now that we're all kind of working this way, and maybe you might be one of the guides later on in the years that can help us out. So that's the thing. It's like, you guys, I don't like this anymore. Like, I don't like it. I'm in pain, or like I feel ashamed, or like I feel vulnerable, or I feel not wanted, or I feel like my whole life is coming to pieces, or like my whole world is shaking and I'm just shaving time of my life and I'm not seeing myself, and that's where you really have to go. That's really where you have to be. And I feel that a lot of people are going to inevitably support you, but there is a lot of life lived by yourself or things done together, but you have to still pull, and that's okay. It is just important to debunk some of the conversation that you're having with yourself and ask yourself to provide you a sense of freedom. If you want, you can program yourself to help you in your sleep. You can take yourself out of your body if you want, when you're going, and tell them, the guides or whatever, the protectors, to care for you while you're trying to get some greater insight elsewhere. So like if you did want to have any out-of-body experiences or reprogram your unconscious, you can tell them to help you realize who you are or look after you. And sometimes they'll come into your room and they'll help you out. This is for the highly advanced and guided people. But if you're not one of those people, you can just ask God to give you alleviation or forgiveness if there's anything in your body, mind, spirit, work, daily routine that is just absolutely drilling you down. And the best thing basically right now is to understand that money is not everything, that you never had to be that person that your mommy or daddy wanted you to be, that you didn't have to be here in the way. You don't have to do all those things that other people are doing or signing up to. And honestly, one of those luckiest things that you can do is understand what is in your life forever. DC point, okay, especially by 2022. What's forever? Like, what is forever? And try to work towards that. Okay. So anyway, many things to come. Thank you very much for listening, you guys. I hope they had a good time with me. If you'd like to know more about me, book a reading, or if you want to go on my Patreon or check out my books or anything, links are below. And if you like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks. Bye.